Hello, my name is Alexander Morari, and I'm the founder of ITKeyMedia. You've tuned into this our podcast about Central and Eastern European startups that are in pre-Series A. And our guest tonight is Mihai Cepoi, the co-founder of Jobful. That's a recruitment platform that is based on gamification of the whole process. Bună seara, Mihai. Cum viața?
Hey, hello, Alexander. Thank you for the invitation. Life is good. Thank you. How about you?
Yeah. I was waiting for this question. Thank you very much. I always answer good and improving. It gives hope. It gives hope to myself and creates a better impression on the other side as well, that I'm working on me. Anyways, Corona time is pretty difficult time. We are recording this September 2029. Some say just between the wave 3 and wave 4. God forbid, I hope this will not be the case. But anyways, you are creating, I understand, a career development or candidate talent finding platform based on gamification, right? Why do you think gamification is something that other platforms are missing?
Well, I think it's about a framework. Usually, gamification is misunderstood. People think of it's a buzzword. People think of maybe points, badges, leaderboard, and then they say we do gamification. But it's not only that. And Yukachu, the inventor, actually stated the fact that gamification should be redefined as human-focused design. The main idea being that we're living in this technological age, but most of our business apps are focused on the business process and not on the experience of the end user, the candidate in our case. The main idea of bringing gamification in talent acquisition, in recruitment, is refocusing the entire process around talent motivators. Meaning, maybe I'm joining the platform to prove that I have some competencies, or to apply for a role, or to learn new things. Just create everything around the motivators of the candidate in order to be more productive and have better metrics at the end of the day.
So candidates on your platform are not going to be purely as products. They are also, in a way, clients of your additional services. Like on top of purely looking for opportunities, you want to create environment for them to grow, develop, and have fun while learning, or learning while having fun, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And if you look at consumer apps, maybe Facebook can be an example, or Instagram, or different apps, these are already based on people's motivators. People are going there because they are desirable, not only useful. This is exactly what we're bringing to talent acquisition, making the entire process desirable and attractive for candidates, not only useful.
So that means you need to make a kind of to dissect the whole process into smaller bits of data or interaction that is capable of giving quick satisfaction.
Yeah, that's exactly
or
it.
This adrenaline rush, or this whatever you have from TikTok, no matter what, like whatever you look for on TikTok, but that's like 20 seconds and you are bam, you are more stupid or you are more clever, depending on what you're looking for, right?
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Just to give you an example, today, when you look for a job or when you look around on different social media platforms, you see job ads, and people are looking, the companies are looking for candidates to apply. And that's a big step in general for a candidate. We broke that down. And for example, in our platform for our customers that we offer for our customers, they can go there and just solve a challenge, prove that they know how to solve a puzzle, or answer a question about finance, or answer a question about IT. And that's a very first step in the interaction between the candidate and the employer. And that's one example of how interactions between the two entities can actually bring more engagement and drive a better process.
Yeah, but again, is this unique? Absolutely, not necessarily. And I understand these pre-qualifying tasks and exercises or challenges are not produced by you, but they are produced by the hiring companies, right?
Yes, we also put a library as part of the offering for them to test and use, but they can create their own challenges in order to drive this.
Amazing. Mihai, let's jump at the product itself and see how a candidate would navigate the system, because I think this is the biggest challenge right now, especially in spaces like computer sciences, widely understood, or coders, programmers, and so on. They have so many offers right now that they really need to see something different. So let's jump into the backend and let's imagine I'm the candidate. Okay, then take me by the hand.
So here you can see one implementation, our own implementation. And this is a public page, which can be our customer's public page. Apart from getting the information relevant for the candidate, they can also see situational challenges or different challenges that they can sort or solve. They can see courses where they can learn new things or find the perfect job right over here. But let's first register. You can register from any page. Over here as a candidate, you can register with Google or with Facebook. I'll just add my email address.
Michael, I'm sorry. So you can white label, right? The landing page here as well. And I would have, let's
Yes,
say, itkeymedia.jobful.io, something like that.
exactly. This can be your own career website.
Nice. Okay. So let's move on.
So over here, you just accept the terms and conditions because GDPR. You register, you receive automatically a password, and you're already onboarding. Adding in a couple of steps. First name, second name, you can add a profile picture. I'll skip this for now. And third step, and the last one in the onboarding, you can upload a CV. So we select the PDF, the CV. It can be any format. It can be a PDF, it can be a docx, it can be an export from LinkedIn, it can be any type of document. You're now
That's a
fully onboarded.
technicality. I mean, yeah. But this is a technicality, really, and it's not that impressive. So let's move on. So I am inside as a candidate. Okay, cool.
Yeah. The main idea is that in 3 clicks and one upload, you see that you already have the profile completed. Everywhere where you see updated, it means the information is already there. In terms of experience, a short objective, you can see here the education part, the languages and skills, everything was already parsed. So your CV or profile is already completed. You can edit, of course, and do some changes. But one of the pain points for the candidates is having to complete another profile. We're doing that automatically using machine learning algorithm in order to parse the data and map it in the correct fields. From here, you already have a profile, you have a completed resume, you can go to jobs and start searching for an ideal job for you. We will see here, you can either search for a role, you can look in a specific department or sub-department, and you can start seeing the roles that are relevant for you. If we go to this role, for example, you'll see that you get you have all the information you're looking for in terms of required skills, nice to have, values of that organization, perks or benefits, type of contract, everything is already here. You see the process as well, so you can apply directly from here. Apart from this short or fast track towards application, you can also go to courses if you'd like to learn new things. And you see here, for example, one of our courses in terms of entrepreneurial mindset. You see the difficulty, you have the courses, you have an assessment at the very end, similar to Coursera or edX. And the company, the hiring team, sees the pipeline of the candidates who are proactive and pre-tested on specific knowledge. So this creates, in the backend, it creates for the recruitment team a pipeline of candidates. The same way, but not in terms of learning, in terms of solving a challenge, you see here micro experiences. And you'll see for situational judgment, you have a challenge over here, you have a countdown, how long you can still solve it, and you can start it at any point of time in order to solve this challenge.
Oh, wait. So me as a client, I can publish there a real case, real life kind of scenario, put it out there. In a way, I can crowdsource solution, but let's keep this aside. Anyways, if I see somebody who is able to resolve that, and I like the process, the way of thinking, and so on, then it's already a big signal that the personality will do well in specific job. Okay, and
Exactly.
and
Yeah,
and, and
spot
you are
on.
you are transparent. So ITKeyMedia, for instance, can put up their challenge, and this will be powered by ITKeyMedia, right?
Exactly. And it can be your own career website. So everything can be powered by your own
Yes,
company.
yes. Okay, okay. So plus you could have, okay, so like a subscription or like buy a package for a standalone white label. I mean, quite almost white label, because we will have to be stuck to your domain, or maybe we could do some forwarding and so on. Okay, nice, interesting. So
Exactly.
as a candidate, I understand more or less. Okay, do I as a candidate pay for anything here, or I earn
No,
points and then
you
based
earn
on
points.
points, because I
You
see
can go
shop
to the
here.
shop
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and you can get different benefits. Like in our implementation, you can get mystery boxes, you can get books or specific experiences like one-on-one mentoring sessions. So
Ah,
if we
wait, wait,
go
wait.
here,
In
yeah,
exchange for this 6,500 points, but these points are earned by your brain, you could say, right?
yeah, by learning new things in the courses, by solving challenges, by completing your profile, by referring people to the database. And you'll see here, you also have a checklist. Apart from the number of points, you do need to complete the course or finish 4 challenges or do some referrals. So this way,
Ah,
you
prerequisites.
can,
Okay.
yeah, and you can, as an employer, you can crowd
Okay.
talent. You can, together with your employees, you
Yeah.
can refer people to the platform and offer benefits. So your own colleagues bring their networks and their friends, and it's easier and better for as a talent pool to have the networks of your employees instead of investing in performance marketing in different platforms. Apart from that, in terms of gamification, you can also do private messages with the employers in order to communicate efficiently without exchanging data because of GDPR. You can add new friends and create a social experience around your career website. And of course, you have a player profile. So you'll see here, it's a new account, so there's not much happening until now, but you have a specific level, you can level up, you can buy things from the shop, you can add friends, you see the diplomas and the courses that you started, badges for key behaviors, for example, completing a mission during the weekend or between 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. for key behaviors, making the entire experience fun, not only applying for a role.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. So let's get out of this little world that you are creating. Mihai, yes, great, foarte interesant, as you would say, I guess. And now, yes, this is absorbing. Just to say, it's gamification in the best sense of the word, not as defined as manipulation, but like getting more and more reasons to come back.
Yeah.
Interesting. What about the business side right now? So, do you have lots of clients right now? Is it a live product online? What's the pricing model and some other things that you can share as far as your business achievements?
So we started as a sourcing channel, a competitor to job boards, to LinkedIn or different other platforms where you can find candidates. And we have a database of around 40,000 people in Romania, where we started.
Meaning you scraped this data from other sources, or this is self-initiated kind of registrations?
No, it's self-initiated. Due to our marketing efforts, we brought 40,000 people from Romania within our platform.
Can you
However,
can you range them somehow? Like which professional, which sector is the most populated?
so it's really a reflection of our campaigns with our customers. It's mostly IT,
Mm,
it's
mhm.
finance, it's consultancy, supply chain, because we had the project on supply chain with Heineken. So
Okay.
it's a reflection of our efforts for our customers in order to deliver. Now,
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
happened last year was a pandemic. So we started thinking, how can we expand our operations outside Romania? And that's when we came up with this new model, with white labeling model, where we started offering the entire technology branded for our customers as their career websites or an extension to their applicant tracking system in order to create better processes for them.
Yeah.
Now the split is 60% of our business comes from Jobful Career Platform, which is the white label solution, and 40% comes from our initial business model in terms of sourcing channel. However, at the end of this year, the proportion would be more like 80-20. So we pivoted. Our focus will be mostly on B2B SaaS, meaning the white label solution that we're offering. Right now, we started a couple of implementations with different customers in Latin America, in Spain, in the US. So we expanded our operations outside Romania, and we're offering the solution to any customer looking for a better candidate experience.
Yes. Okay. So you have basically potential clients all across the board, from SMEs to enterprise to, I guess, public as well.
Yeah.
So B2C, I mean, B2B, B2 small b, B2 big B, B2G, and so on. Now, yeah, anyways, what about the pricing? What about the pricing, let's say? How do you measure the price tag for your clients? Per logo, per number of seats, per what? Volume of information, per job ads?
We researched a bit of the market, and we realized that there is a pain for the customers, that they're paying either for number of recruiters or licenses, they're paying for accessing CVs. The models do not bring value. So what we've done is actually we put a flat fee. Right now, it depends on the size of the company. So it's between 5,000 euros up to 20,000 euros, depending for global implementation, for example. And it's a monthly subscription, which includes the implementation, upgrades, customization, maintenance, hosting. Everything is included in that cost. It's a flat fee.
So you mentioned 5K to 20K euros, flat fee monthly?
Yes.
What's the minimum, or let's say like mainstream length of contract that you have in mind?
So we start in terms of timeline for the contracts, we start from 1 year and have contracts up to 5 years.
Already signed?
Yes.
I have to make sure. Did I understand correctly? The monthly subscription price for your clients is anywhere between 5K and 20K euro monthly.
Yeah. That's
okay.
That's
how
our
can
pricing.
You justify this? Then how do you justify this? So the upper level, 20K euros. So I understand this is something like global corporate, and they have hundreds and hundreds of job ads, I guess, right? And if you manage to fill those positions with valuable candidates, and they are what, saving time on not having to review lots of BS applications from different sectors and not the right experience or level of qualification, so on and so on, right? So this is where your value is that you bring to those companies. Okay.
That's one part of it. The second part of it is creating their own talent pool. The main idea is that they are constantly investing in sourcing channels in LinkedIn or job boards. They're investing every single year, but they are not leveraging or capitalizing that investment. So over time, next year, they'll invest again. What we're doing with our solution, and the big part of the business case, is the fact that we keep that talent pool active and growing. So their investment towards third-party systems, it's slowing down, or it's optimizing, because they have their own talent pool and faster processes.
Yeah. So you help them find synergies between what they need now and what they can convert in a year or 2 or 3. Okay.
Exactly. And upskill their own talent pool.
Yes, plus including this. Okay, so no need to create anything like learning management systems outside of the platform that is created that is used by them as a gate, you could say, how to say, as a gateway to new people coming into the company. Okay, and then the same people staying on the platform for different uses and different goals. Interesting.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, it's just that my first knee-jerk kind of reaction to this 20K monthly subscription is like, wow, I want to invest into this company.
Happy to hear.
It seems to be that you are not that much overloaded with maintaining and like upgrading and all this stuff for biggest clients. So why not focus only on biggest clients right now? Is this your focus right now, though?
Well, it depends.
Top down, yeah.
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, large companies, if you're looking for global implementation, you have multiple stakeholders and a longer sales process. And it's worth it to have a couple of large customers and grow the database as well, because it's a way of hyper growing your company. At the same time, on a monthly, month over month, we're growing based on smaller customers, signing faster, having shorter decisions tree, having smaller budgets. It's we're addressing both markets.
Yeah. And SMEs are more forgivable. I mean, more forgivable. I mean, they are easier to explain the mistakes to them, and they are more tending to forgive, right? Sometimes you just say, guys, that's a big hiccup on our side. We understand. Here is 1 month free subscription, and I hope we'll be friends, and everybody will be happy.
And they have a better focus on optimizing the platform, offering feedbacks, using it every single functionality. So it's helping us improve our solution.
Yeah, okay. Mihai, thanks. I guess this would be more than enough on the product and solution itself. In round 2, we usually cover the competitive landscape. You mentioned already all those platforms that everybody knows, LinkedIn, I guess Facebook probably would be as well, these global monsters like Monster, and some other companies, Indeed, like Indeed and the like. Anyways, do you see any direct competitor from all these players already established in the market? What's the closest? Like, I don't know, Zoho, maybe?
I think something similar to Zoho. I think applicant tracking systems in general, they started looking a lot more at the candidate experience and offering a better career website. However, they're focusing on the business process and offering different functionalities for candidates to engage with. We started the process from the other end. We started looking at how can we create this experience as desirable and great as possible for the candidates, because the business process will follow, because the results will make the difference. So I'd say our biggest competitor right now is any applicant tracking system focusing on candidate experience as well.
Interesting. So probably I understand the rationale behind your business is that we are in candidate-driven labor market in many sectors, and this will stay so in these sectors for some time. Then here's the question: what do you think will be the candidate-driven industries for this year, next year, 2021, 2022, and maybe even further down the road? Because this is where your business is, right? If I'm a client-driven business, I mean employer-driven business, then why would I need you? I mean, I would have fewer reasons to join you, right? And if I have issues with candidates and I cannot grow and expand my team and reach my business goals, and then of course Jobful is my medicine. So coming back, sorry, candidate-driven industries or sectors, you would say, like top 3 or 5 you could mention.
Well, I'd say today it's obvious that because of the talent shortage and because of the disruption, a double disruption, because of the automatization and COVID recession, it means that that talent becomes just as important as technology, which means that every single organization should be looking for best talent out there. And because everyone can work remotely, it means that any organization can hire from anywhere as long as they are delivering on their KPIs or OKRs and having the best talent in terms of
True.
employment.
What sectors are candidate driven? 3 or 5?
I'd say consumer goods for sure. IT.
Client facing? What do you mean consumer goods? Client facing, like sales reps and
yes.
Marketing, digital, and so on. Okay, clear. Next.
I would say that the main difference is what we have as capacities and technology cannot replace. So everything that's customer facing for sure. In terms of psychology and the entire segment over there for sure. Medical, it's a split right now. IT for sure, because it's a huge talent gap right now or shortage in terms of IT services. Finance, as they are getting disrupted by fintech, and it's a huge focus and a lot of capital invested over there. I'd say one by one, but that would be my top.
There's another one that pops in my mind is basically all the every startup.
Oh yes,
Every startup, I guess I would say every startup, the dynamics that you can offer this recruitment process is probably might help every startup to scale up their team, especially after like a fresh round of investment, where the biggest challenge is to boost the team basically.
Yeah, I totally agree. And when we look at our ICP, our ideal customer profile, startups are for sure at the very top of the list because they are looking for autonomous talent covering more diverse roles and growing faster. And they are very attractive as employers because they offer stock option plans or different other benefits, which a large company cannot offer.
Or lack of
Or
sleep
cannot match.
or they can offer lack of sleep and stomach disorders and so on, depending on what you like most. And in this value chain, or let's say food chain, so to say, startups one, but also of course some like series like seed or series A kind of scale up minded venture capital funds as well, right? And the bigger the venture capital fund, and let's say the lower in the startup development phase, the more potential leads you might have from from such funds, right? Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you tried already like VCs or accelerators?
We've been through 4 different accelerators.
No. I mean, have you approached them as potential clients already?
We started discussing with different VCs because it's the same model. Just like we're offering access to our talent pool, they can offer access to multiple companies which they invested in to a common database of talent. So we started discussing. We have a couple of discussions in New York, a couple of discussions in San Francisco. So it's part of our discussions right now. There's no implementation yet for a VC.
Cool. I'm sure that's the way to go. And you have like 2 goals at the same time. First, when you will be ready for a seed round, I guess, right? We'll discuss it later on. Well, when you're looking for a seed round, you can approach VCs already offering something for them. It's like, first, here's the value we can bring you. And then if you like that, I mean, why not invest? Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mihai, thanks a lot. Let's move on then to round 3. And this is a series of short questions. Sometimes getting expanded into long conversations, but this is free flow that we have now. As a CEO, as a founder, co-founder of a company, how do you manage your time effectively? What are your productivity hacks? Not the tools, but like the way of doing things, right?
So I'd say I'm not joining any calls without an agenda. That's one. I'm looking at 3 main objectives per day, where to start, which is the most important part of my focus for every single day. And because I worked as project manager, I always have in mind not keeping someone waiting, unlocking everyone, and then doing the rest of my job. So the priority is everything that can get stuck because of me, do that, and then do all the other things. That would be 3 hacks that I'm using for productivity, and not sleeping.
Yeah. One of the recent guests on the podcast said the biggest productivity is just work the hell. Work your brass out, right? Or off, should I say? Like, and just this lack of sleep comes into the equation, of course. Okay. What about the tools that help your company most? 2 or 3. Software apps.
We're using HubSpot for CRM and for marketing purposes for our blog. It's helping us a lot.
Okay.
We're using Google Suite right now for email, document management, and everything that comes together. And we're using Miro, for example, for brainstorming sessions with the product team, and Slack for communication, for internal communication. We're currently using Slack. This would be top products that we're using for productivity.
Yeah, okay. Mihai, so knowing what you know now, what would you have done differently in the first half a year of the company's existence?
First half of the year, I'd say at that point I was working for SAP and still investing some time in the startup. It's a huge difference being full-time for the startup. So I would have started faster or earlier to move to full-time for the startup. I would have been more careful in terms of hiring The enthusiasm of getting a round of investment can drive you to invest in different people, and it can turn out great or less good. So I would be more careful with that, and I'd say I would define as early as possible a culture that we want to follow. It's something that we've done recently for the last year or year and a half, and it's helping us a lot, just knowing who we are, what we want to do, what are our values, and how we can drive this startup together.
Interesting. So starting to behave as a big company as soon as possible. That's one thing. And also what I wanted to ask is about the recruitment mistakes that you mentioned. I mean, they're not avoidable, of course. It's not easy to avoid recruitment mistakes when you are like feet overhead trying to reach next milestone, like self-imposed or VC imposed, doesn't matter. Anyways,
Yeah.
how have you improved the recruitment process from like the beginning of the company's existence, when this was more of a hit or miss kind of approach? Do you have any processes right now you could share which help you increase,
Of course.
probability of good outcome?
Yeah. So first, we don't hire instantly. We actually start working with different people as a part-time or based on a project, in order to validate what we assumed at the very beginning in practice. Secondly, we do have a meeting with the entire team just to see if we match in terms of culture and how we do things and how we look at
What do you mean the
things.
whole team, one by one, or like you are a whole team on your side, like a choir, and then one poor guy, chap or lady at the desk and trying to be smiling to all of you? What do you mean? Or one by one?
No, we actually have a games night, for example, and we start playing together, and we invite this new potential recruitee, and we play together or ask questions about each other's, and just share our experience in Jobful or previous to Jobful, and it's just a leisure type of event, either online or offline, where we get to know and get to meet a new potential employee.
It's like your internal informal kind of mixer, you could say. And you okay. So it's an informal, like regular informal event to which you invite potential hires. Wow.
Exactly.
And when you say play, do you mean play like what, like computer games or
Board
billiards or something?
games, or trivia games.
Cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
Cool. Is this after hours, after business hours, or during the day?
It's usually after hours. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a good employer. Okay. Interesting. Great, Mihai. Let's move on. Round 4, the company. So company was incorporated, as we discussed behind the scenes, around 2016, where you had an agency and then you pivoted into Jobful,
Yes.
which started 2018. So not a long time ago, but I guess you achieved already a lot. Tell us about the company. How many founders do you have right now? The team, division of labor in the team.
So we're 2 founders in the team right now, 2 co-founders. The team has 10 different members. 4 of us are working in sales. 4 of us are working in product, in technology team. Have 1 person dedicated for culture and HR processes and HR expertise. And last but not least, we have someone on marketing.
Office-based, remote, and are you rather for office-based interaction or open and free, and you think this is okay to work remote as well?
So we had an office until the pandemic hit, and then we canceled we don't have the office anymore, where every single one of us is working remotely, and our strategical meetings are done at different hubs that we're working with.
Offline or online?
The offline meetings are done at the hub, but we work full remotely right now.
Yeah, yeah. What do you mean? What do you mean the hub? It's like you are trying to avoid the word garage or something like that. What do you mean by the hub? You have a what, a co-working space, or you just go to a hotel lobby or restaurant or coffee, Costa, Starbucks or whatever. What do you mean by the hub, if I can ask?
By hub, I mean that there's a lot of co-working hubs in Romania, and we are partners with three of them. So we just rent one of the rooms for 2 days when you have a meeting, a longer meeting, or for a couple of hours. So we work with co-working spaces. That's what I mean by hubs.
Ah, okay, okay. So it's like tender. I mean, barter your way into the space, which is a good
Mhm.
signal, of course, for investors as well, that you are not squandering the resources around. Good. Okay, one more question here. Are you recruiting right now yourself? And if yes, are you using your own platform?
Yes and yes. We're looking for people in software development team or people in the sales team, and we are constantly recruiting on our platform as well.
So let's say technology is more or less like doable. All the challenges are more or less clear, and as every startup, you need the right talent and so on. What about the sales process itself? What are you looking for in the like effective salespeople for the team?
So in the sales team, we have two sub teams, let's call them, one for lead generation and one for closing and opportunity qualification. For the first one, we're looking for, well, for both of them, we're looking for rebels, meaning that most of the people in sales, at least in the marketing in Romania, are selling together with the brand. Selling a startup solution means a different approach, means bringing value to the table, building up the credibility, and being able to drive the entire process without having a huge brand behind the scenes saying this is a great product. You need to prove it in different ways. So we're looking for people who've been working in sales and have experience in sales, but have done these processes in their own ways. That's what I mean by rebels,
I see.
finding different angles and different forms of selling, even when the brand didn't help.
Okay, I see.
It's harder to sell a startup solution than it is to sell a very strong branded solution in the market. So it's not only about the processes and the ability to sell, it's also about autonomy.
And being, yeah, street smart. It's like quickly trying to understand where is my two clients to give the sum like five or six. And so, yeah, interesting. I cannot avoid, of course, like my first reaction would be if I were in your sales team, I would just focus on one thing. How do I quantify the value we can bring to the company? I mean, to the potential client, right? And to do this, you have to
Yeah.
know where they are recruiting, on what platforms, and so on and so on. And then basically you can have a map. You could say you can map all the pros and cons of all the platforms that the companies are using, and then you can even create a kind of a matrix. If this is, let's say, I don't know, like LinkedIn. Okay, what LinkedIn ticks off, and what it doesn't tick
Mhm.
off, and where we tick off basically, and in the end, what you save or how much you spend, and where we give you additional value, palpable, like quantifiable, not quantifiable, and so on and so on. Interesting,
I
interesting.
totally agree. And it's something that we're doing to a degree. We're researching their career websites. We're looking at the drop-off rates on average in the market and benchmarks. And we're telling them, well, with your current career website, you're probably losing around 90% of the people you're paying to the sourcing channels. We can help you optimize that to 50% or 40%. And this is how.
Mihai, you are losing 90%. This is one thing, and then you are wasting your time on how to say, unqualified talent or applications.
Yeah,
Interesting.
exactly.
Mihai, thanks. Let's move on. Round five, the last but not least, Formula F3, as we call this, and this is funding for the future. Okay. Now, before the future, let's cover what you've had as far as investment by now, and this is you're at pre-seed stage. I mean, post pre-seed stage,
Yes.
sorry. Post pre-seed stage, all in all, is just a little bit below 1 million euro total investment. And in a nutshell, what are the milestones you want to conquer, basically, before you go into the investment market for next round?
So right now we're looking to grow our annual recurring revenue because it was 2020. It was difficult because of the pandemic. The revenue was also not at the highest point. Right now we already grew 3x. So before end of September, year over year, our recurring revenue grew 3 times, hitting 250K in euros. And we're looking to close the year at 500,000. Because of this growth, we're looking to invest in the team to address new markets, to have dedicated headcount for sales in the US and Western Europe. And for that, we're looking to close our seed round. Right now, we're in discussion with a couple of VCs and private investors in order to address the new milestone, the seed round. And based on that, we're looking to expand our operations in new markets.
Can you share your target as far as seed round? Like how much you think you would help you like go to the next level?
Yes, we're raising 1 million, already committed half of it. And the evaluation that we're raising this amount is 10 million. Right now, the monthly recurring revenue is almost 20K, 20,000 euros. Together with the bookings and everything that we have in contracting, we're looking to get that above 35,000 before end of October.
Okay. And as far as geographies, these revenue streams are like how they are divided into between Romania and abroad.
So I'd say right now, maybe around 20% it's from Western Europe and 10% from Latin America, 15% from Latin America. The rest of it comes from Romania. At the end of October, it's even more diverse as we're landing another large customer in Asian market.
Yeah, Asia, of course. I mean, it's traditionally competitive market as far as people like talent search and so on and so on, but now especially. So what's interesting, there's a trend basically that probably you are right before some kind of a flexion point where all of a sudden Romanian business decreases drastically, right? And then you just need to scale up and adjust to local regulations or local kind of tastes and languages and so on and so on. Interesting. So it seems to be just the right moment for you, which is like you are like what, half a year to 1 year before becoming a global player or going under, which I don't wish, of course. And Mihai, I hope the next wave, wave number 4 or 5, or how many they are coming, will not sink your ship. I wish you all the best on your adventurous path, and good luck with the next investment round. Thank you very much. It was a great chat, a pretty unique product, and I hope there'll be another unicorn from Romania soon.
Thank you so much.